Now we will continue with our Upadesamrita, which we started during Kartik. It should be read during Kartik, but we could not finish. But there is no restriction that it cannot be read at other time. And the most important is we have to follow this. This book is meant as advice or instruction, which those who are followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should practice. We came up to third verse. Now we'll start with the commentary of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur. We already read Bengali, so I will just read again the translation of Bengali song at the beginning, so that we can remember where we left. Those who have enthusiasm for service, within and without, will gradually attain devotion to Krishna, even though it is most difficult to attain. So first is enthusiasm, utsaha. Those who have belief and conviction in devotion to Krishna are certainly faithful and devoted. Those who engage in the practice of devotion with perseverance, despite having not attained Krishna service, are truly devoted. Always engage in activities by which Krishna is served and satisfied, and they never become angry. Here, last time also I explained, never become angry due to unfulfilled, selfish material desire. Such anger is not present in them. But that properly used anger for the sake of devotion, that is there in devotees, like Narad Goswami cursing, Nalakuver Manigriv, for their benefit. Also on Rishinga Bhagavan, also he was angry, but that is out of compassion to rectify. Also our acharyas, they express their anger, but it is for the benefit of that person to rectify him. So also we hear Akroda Paramananda Nitanandaraya, Abhiman Shunya Nita Nagare Berai. Akroda means without anger, Nitananda. Akroda Paramananda, in full bliss. If someone is in full bliss or supreme bliss, then where is the question of becoming angry? Because always you are fulfilled. We become angry when we are not fulfilled and some obstacle is there to our fulfillment of desire, then anger. But if someone is always fully happy, then there is no question of anger arising. Due to that reason, Akruda Paramananda Nitanandarai, Abhiman Shunya. Why he is never angry? Why he is always happy? Because of this Abhiman Shunya. He is free of false ego. He is in real ego, in the service of Krishna. Abhiman Shunya Nitai Nagare Berai. He is wandering in the city doing Nagar Sankirtan and requesting jivas also from door to door to accept the service of Krishna. So here it is written Akroda Paramananda. But we know when Ramachandra Khan committed offense to Haridas Thakur, he became envious of Haridas Thakur. Why people they are giving respect to him? He's a Muslim, I am Brahmin, I am Zamindar, landowner. So why they are respecting him? So he wanted to bring the character of Haridas Thakur down, and he engaged that prostitute, so that was offense on his part. Later on, when Nityananda Prabhu came to his house, he disrespected him also. He said, I have no space in my house, so you can go to that cow shed, you can remain there. So that was also disregard. Vaishnava and Guru, Nityananda is Guru. So Nityananda Prabhu then became angry on him. And that is for his benefit, for his eternal benefit, to get a lesson. By getting the dust from the lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu, he will be blessed, he will understand his mistake and he will rectify. So Nityananda Prabhu became very angry and made that arrangement that everything was destroyed there by some arrangement. Also, another one, now I forgot. Means that anger can be used. Yes. Devoted leave the association of persons who are not devotees of Krishna and always serve the Lord in the association of devotees. The devoted follow what the devotees of Krishna do in life and in death. So they are following Anusarana, yes, in accordance with the devotees, like we have to follow the example of Brajavasis. But here it is meant that Satovrite means following the way of behavior of previous devotees. So I said that time, ancient devotees, those of Puranas, and recent are those of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We have to give more importance on this following devotees of Mahaprabhu, because they shown now in Kali Yuga. These 6 types of people are qualified for devotion, and they uplift the world by propagating devotion. By their example, they are preaching. Anuvriti by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur. Remaining indifferent to all the practices, principles, and topics of interest that exist related to the pursuits of Gyan, Karma, and Anyabilas, and engaging exclusively in the practice of devotion is Utsaha, enthusiasm. So not following other things, but only following devotional practice, that is enthusiasm. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagarti samyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sanisha pashyato mune. This is from Bhagavad Gita. Very important verse. Those who have full self-control are awake in that which is night for all beings, and all beings are awake in that which is night for the sages who see. This is from Bhagavad Gita. So during night time, people sleep, and during daytime they are awake, active. Here it is meant, sadhu is one who can see, rishi, sadhu, devotee. He is very much active in the service of Krishna. That is day for him. And night for him is this worldly enjoyments. He is not active in that field. But materialists, non-devotees, they are very active in sense enjoyment. That is day for them. But devotion to Krishna is night for them. They are not active in that field. So what is day for devotees is night for non-devotees. What is night for devotees is day for non-devotees. Yes, now I remembered what I wanted to say before. Nityananda Prabhu became very angry on that Ramchandra Khan, but out of compassion to rectify. In the same way, Vrindavan Das Thakur, you find in Chaitanya Bhagavat, he is explaining the glories of Vaishnavas and also of Nityananda Prabhu. Then a few times he says, if even after hearing these glories, still, and also the bad consequences of criticizing devotees, still one engages in criticizing devotees, knowing how condemnable that is, how bad that is, then I kick that person in the head. Then someone may think, oh, this is arrogance. It is not Trinada Pisunichana, it is arrogance. No. He is gracious to those persons. They are so foolish that they cannot understand what is in their self-interest. So by punishing them in this way and giving them dust from his lotus feet, they will be able to change their conception. Prabhupada explained in this way. That is his extreme mercy, which is like natural, or yes, quite natural for those who are personal associates of Nityananda Prabhu. They are extremely merciful to fallen souls. And as I told before, some pure devotee in relation to Supreme Lord, he is always humbler than a blade of grass. He thinks, I don't know nothing, I know nothing, and I am full of anarthas, and always there feeling very low. And that is natural feeling, because in relation to unlimited Supreme Lord and his personal associates, but if they are ordered to preach, to rescue people from Maya, then they will be very bold outwardly, like Sai Maharaj telling, they are rascals, they are foolish, they are fool number one, such things they will say. But that is not their arrogance. It is their compassion to cut through misconception of Maya in those people and also in others who have taken his shelter, to know. Like one time, one lady, I think she was half reporter or something, then she was interviewing Sai Maharaj, and she said, what do you think about, and she named one person, you heard already about him. So what do you think about him? He is telling that there is no necessity of any guru. Everything is within yourself. So what is the necessity of any guru? Everything you have in you. Then Sai Maharaj asked her, then why this same person who is telling there is no need of guru comes to teach you and others that there is no necessity of guru? Why he comes to teach? Then she was understanding the point. Then he said, so he's a rascal. He's telling there is no need of guru. At the same time, he comes to teach you there is no need of guru. Means accepting the position of guru to you, to teach you there is no necessity of guru. So he said, so you can understand that he's a rascal. And then she was not like willing to confirm. Again, she said, Sai Maharaj said, so is he, he's a rascal, isn't it? And she was not able to say. Again, he said, he's a rascal. Why you don't agree? He's a rascal. So in that way, he was telling, because that is compassion, to save us from Mike cheaters. That does not mean that he is arrogant. He is fully humble to Supreme Lord and not humble to Maya. By the power of Krishna, he has that power to cut through Maya very boldly. Or like Hanuman was very bold in front of Ravan. He said, "Who are you? Why you took Sita away? You give her back." Very boldly he said. Even Ravan was astonished. He said, "Well, this monkey, how he is so bold. Who are you?" Then he said, "I am Ram Das." Boldly he said, "I am Ram Das. I will destroy you." So that is not arrogance. It is humility more than a blade of grass. No false ego. Abhiman shunya, but real ego is there, fully established, and acting out of that real ego. So here, what is night for devotees is day for materialists. What is day for materialists is night for devotees. Devotion to the Lord is the soul's one and only aim of life. This is nishchaya, means firm faith, firm belief, if one can think like this. The only one and only aim of life is devotion to Krishna. So that is nishchaya. This firm faith we should have in order to progress in devotion. Conviction in any type or in any of the three paths of Gyan, Karma, or Anya Bilas cannot produce any good. The soul should follow the path of devotion exclusively. Such firm conception is nishchaya. By Gyan, one can get liberation. By Karma, one can get good enjoyment in this world and in heavenly planets. And Anya Bilas, he can get this worldly immediate displeasure. So one who understands that is not in the interest of soul, because soul is devotee of Krishna, servant of Krishna, so he cannot accept these paths, only devotion. So that is called nishchaya. The three paths of Gyan, Karma, or Anyabilas make the soul restless. The path of devotion is the only steady path for the pure soul. Such firm conviction is dhairya, that is patience. The path of devotion will never cause anyone any harm. Such conception is dhairya, means same. We hear that verse from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Otoev Shanta Bhukti Mukti Siddhikami Sakalya Shanta. Those who are devotees of Krishna, they have no kama, no selfish desire. Therefore they are peaceful, because they are always fulfilled in the service of Krishna. But those who desire other things, material enjoyment, liberation, or mystic powers, they are always restless, ashanta. That is not natural function of the soul. So one who has such firm conviction has patience in devotion, and also he has this belief that the path of devotion will never cause anyone any harm. Other paths may cause harm to the soul, but not devotion. But sometimes we hear, I did so much devotion, but then I got more problems and my health was ruined and all these things. So devotion does produce harm also. That is not true. There was some misapplication of devotion, not following strictly according to Gurudev's personal advice. Once Gurudev told me, devotees can also get problem if they are not following as per Shuddha Bhakta, and also it is not that devotion produces harm, but something which we do along with devotion in proper application, that may produce some harm, but not devotion itself. But we may think it is because of devotion. Srila Bodhayan Maharaj also explained, in the forest all animals are living peacefully, but immediately when there is some fire, then all become disturbed and they are running here and there. Like that, he said, when you start to put something impure in your heart, that is devotion to Krishna, then all these animal propensities, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarja, these 6 enemies, they will start to run here and there, they will come out. So it may seem devotion is producing some harm, but it is not correct. It is only bringing out what was already there dormant in us in order so that we can get rid of, or some karma may get quickly exhausted, because through those lessons we can quickly go. So we may think it is harm producing, but it is not. Eventually, ultimately, we can see that it is rescuing us from harm, not producing harm. But of course, if it is properly practiced, Je Neravindaksha Vimukta Maninas Tvai Asta Bhavat Avishuddha Buddhaya Aruhya Krichrena Parampadam Tata Patantyado Nadrita Jusmat Angreya Tatha Nate Madhava Tavaka Kvachit Brashyanti Marga Tvai Baddha Sohrida. This is also a very famous verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Brahma spoke when Krishna was in the womb of Devaki. There was Garbha Stuti. O lotus-eyed Lord, those who consider themselves liberated but are devoid of devotion to you have impure intelligence. They ascend to the supreme abode with great difficulty. Supreme abode here means that Brahmajyoti, with great difficulty, but then fall down from there because they have no regard for your lotus feet. Your devotees, however, O Lord, who are bound by affection for you, never fall from the path. So here our Gurudev explained that those jnani strivers, they think that by their own effort, by their own austerities, they came to the point of being fully liberated from worldly egos. They come up to a certain point to Brahmajyoti and they think I am supreme, and they have no regard for the lotus feet of Supreme Lord, who are the shelter of all, which are the shelter of all. So because of that offense, thinking I got this liberation by my own austerity, not knowing that Krishna is giving the fruit of anything, means not admitting Supreme Lord, because of that offense they fall down. Or also because they think I am supreme. So because of that, not accepting the service of Krishna, subordination to Krishna, they also, due to that offense, they fall down to get lesson that really they are not liberated, really they are not supreme. And our Gurudev told that they're having ekdom fall, means full fall, even more abominable state than they were before when they started that, just to get that lesson. But devotees, because they take the shelter of Krishna, they will not fall down. Or Sai Maharaj, and they can walk on the head of those people who are giving impediments without any fear, by the grace of Krishna, by the power of Krishna. But Sai Maharaj explained that it can be applied also to sadhak devotees, sometimes due to bad impressions of previous bad deeds, sanskaras, they may do something wrong. So there is some kind of fall, but they will not fall like Gyanis or Yogis or them. Krishna will protect them and will again lift them up when they will regret, repent, and they will try again. So their fall is also not the same as of those. Khanda khanda hai, khanda khanda hoi, deho jai jodi pran, tobu ami badane na chari hori nam. From Chaitanya Bhagavat. This is a very famous verse from Haridas Thakur. Srila Haridas Thakur said, even if this body is cut into pieces and I breathe my last, I will never stop chanting the name of the Lord. You know, when the Muslims, they threatened to punish Haridas Thakur if he will not stop chanting, then he said, even if you cut my body to pieces and my life air, prana, goes out. In Upanishad you will find when prana goes, it is finished. No senses can work, nothing can work. So that may leave body, but still I will never stop chanting. How is that possible? Because chanting is not done by body. It is by Atma in relation to Krishna. And Atma is eternal, so even when without body, Atma is always doing Harinam. In Vrindavan, everyone is doing Harinam without gross or subtle body. So Haridas Thakur is well established in his real self, that is beyond gross and subtle body, that is eternal. From there devotion is coming, emerges, real chanting. So he said, I will not, why I will stop chanting Harinam? I will never stop. Once in 1999, when I was in Puri, in some days back I told on that Vyasa Puja of Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj. So I bought that book, Art of Sadhana by Puri Maharaj, and I gave to Gurudev, and Gurudev, I said, you please write some blessing here. Then he said, no, he will bless you. So then I was reading that book and I saw this verse there, this of Haridas Thakur. In my room I was reading. Then I was trying to impress Gurudev. I started to memorize that verse so that I will tell to Gurudev, like to show that I memorized and that I have faith in Harinam. I was new that time, so but then it never happened. I never actually said it to Gurudev, but I had that intention to say. And now I can understand that we may say this verse, we may memorize, but to really mean as Haridas Thakur meant, that is not so easy. You need to be established in real self. And only saying by mouth, that has no value. Only to show your pride or your foolishness, your misunderstanding your position, that is not. So I think it was arranged like that, that never I said that verse to Gurudev, because I'm not actually established, even now. But we have to worship Haridas Thakur and pray for his causeless mercy, so that we may get real faith in Harinam and that pure chanting. Understanding, so this is all nishchaya, firm faith, and also patience or perseverance, dharya, that in any circumstance I will go on serving Supreme Lord. I will go on chanting his name for his satisfaction. That is perseverance in practice. Nishchaya and dharya. Understanding that all the duties prescribed for jnanis and karmis are distinct from service to Krishna, remaining indifferent to them and engaging in the practices of devotion is tattat karma pravartana. Performing the activities that are appropriate for one's own stage amongst the 3 stages of devotees, and not making a show of performing the activities meant for a stage different from the one in which one is situated, is tattat karma pravartana. So this is also, you see, according to whether you are Kanishta Adhikari or Madhyama Adhikari or Uttama Adhikari, you have to do your own practice. Not doing the or anyhow you cannot do, so only you can pretend or show that you can do of like Madhyam or Uttam, but that will not be beneficial. One has to do according to his own eligibility, because by that he can progress to the next stage. Otherwise not. So here this is a pure example of, I wanted to tell this verse to Gurudev. I was totally new, just I got Harinam a few months back, half year back, and I am trying to boast I have such perseverance and faith in Harinam that even if someone wants to kill me, I will not stop. Understanding that jnanis, karmis, and anyabilasis are all materialistic fools, and avoiding their association is sangatyak. Fools, someone may say, no, they have more education than you. You just finished, you only finished high school, but he has university and he has so much knowledge. So how you can say he's a fool? Here, fool means not knowing the actual knowledge. Who am I? To whom I belong? Why I'm in this world? Why I have to suffer? What is the way out? This Sambandha Abhideya Prayojana is real knowledge. So someone may have this knowledge, like Gorkishore Das Babaji, and no worldly education. Even he cannot write his own name, illiterate. But Prabhupada said, in the one dust particle of my Gurudev's lotus feet, absolute knowledge is there. on the power of that one particle of dust from the lotus feet of my Gurudev, I have a knockout punch for every philosophy or any proposal, anything of this sort. I have a knockout punch. See, here again, we may think how arrogant, how brutal, how arrogant, but it is actually extreme compassion for us conditioned souls who are steeped in Maya, not knowing our real interest. Also, many disciples of Prabhupada, they met like very learned persons, but they refuted their own philosophy, not by giving so much scriptural verses like this, but giving their realized knowledge, and all were astonished. They were refuted, and they could not answer anything. So that real knowledge is necessary. One is wise who has that knowledge, and one who does not have that knowledge is foolish. Like our Srila Bhakti Tilak Nishkinchan Maharaj one time gave one example. One man, he was very educated from like maybe Calcutta, so much knowledge, so many subjects. Then he was going by boat to some other place, and that boatman was simple man. He was only rowing the boat and getting payment and maintaining his life and family. So then when they were on the boat, then in the middle of one big river, suddenly a big storm happened, and the boat was, no, before that, yes, when they were going, then that man proudly said, "Oh, do you know mathematics?" Then he said, "No, I don't know, I was not educated." Then this person said, "Your life is useless." Then he asked, "Do you know about discotheque, ladies, all this and drinking?" He said, "No, I don't know, I'm doing this job." He was not in that big city. Then he said, "Oh, your life is useless. You don't know anything, you don't enjoy anything." And in this way, he was telling so many material qualifications or things which that person did not have, and he was boasting proudly. Then that storm happened, and the boat was about to sink. Then the boatman said to that man, "Oh, do you know swimming?" Then that man said, "No, I don't know swimming." Then the boatman said, "Oh, then your life is lost. Then your life is lost." So like that, we may have so much in worldly sense, so much knowledge, universities, so much money, so much bodyguard, so much everything. But that all becomes useless for solving the real problem of life, that is birth, death, old age, disease, this suffering. You cannot solve these problems by all those things, but by transcendental divine knowledge, one can be rescued from suffering in this material existence and can attain the lotus feet of Supreme Lord, get absolute bliss. So what is valuable? That we have to understand. And our Gurudev also said, any moment you may leave this body. What will go with you? You think. What will go with you? Nothing will go with you. So why you are giving so much energy for those things? You do bhajan. Only devotion to Krishna will go with you. So you give effort for this. Why? That is no value. Only as much as necessary for maintaining your life, so as to maintain your devotional practice, that much. And all other time you should give for devotional practice. Otherwise, later in your, or at the time of death, you will regret you wasted your life. And if you are sincerely serving Krishna, then Krishna will come to rescue you at the time of death. No any other people whom you try to satisfy or flatter to get some benefit from them. No one can save you. No one can come. And whether they would even be interested to help you. They are your friends only as long as their self-interest is fulfilled. Immediately when their self-interest is not fulfilled, they have nothing to do with you. You can see nowadays also big nations big like this. They're giving support when then kick. So it is like this. So real knowledge we have to accept. Always we have to remember this story of the boatman. His life was saved by having that knowledge which was necessary at that time. That all proved totally useless. So like that, this transcendent divine knowledge is what is valuable for real problem. So materialistic fools and avoiding their association is Sangha Tyaga. So such fools who are not engaged in the service of Krishna, that is foolishness, such association we have to avoid. Only the association of devotees is desirable. Jnanis and other non-devotees do not honor those who associate with devotees. So let all one's efforts to obtain honor from seekers of enjoyment, karmis, and seekers of liberation, jnanis, be gone. One should not maintain any connection with such persons whatsoever. So this is also a very important point. Non-devotees, they will have their own calculation what is honorable and what is not. Honorable is if you have big money, a lot of money, then this position, so many wives, girlfriends, or so they will give honor. But if someone does not have, they will ridicule him. You have no girlfriend, you are useless, all this. So we may try to attain that in order to get respect from them. But that becomes useless, like those who are devotees, Gurudev, pure devotees, whether they care whether you are liked by so many girls or not. Physical attraction, will they give you any honor if you prove, if you come with some very beautiful lady in front of them? Will they give any value to that? Will they give any honor? That is nothing to them. But for materialists, they will praise you. Oh, your wife is very beautiful. So we may try for getting that. But what is the value? Gurudev told me. What you will gain by getting respect from them? They have different goals. You should think what Guru and Vaishnava and Supreme Lord think about you. With what they will be pleased, what they think about you. So then gradually we can understand that that is all useless. What is useful is only devotion to Krishna. And those things, to try for those things, you may get some position in material world, but what is the use? It has no value in front of Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan. And it has no value in solving your problem, that you are suffering and not being happy. No value. Only devotion to Krishna can give that solution. So one who can understand this, he will give importance on devotional practice and trying to develop devotion, not develop material things just to get some honor from materialists. And the materialists, they will give no honor to devotees. They will think they are fools. They are not living their life. They are wasting their life. They, so like Gurudev may be happy to hear that there was that Nagar Sankirtan was there and there was program, Harikatha, he may be pleased. Happy to hear that, and he may give some encouragement, but others, they will give no honor to this. They will think they are foolish. So from whom you want to get like satisfaction? So with such, we should not keep connection. Tomorrow we will further hear from further here.